Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're gonna be baking a chocolate cake. I haven't had cake in a minute, and honestly I was craving some cake, and weirdly enough I was craving chocolate cake. I don't know what that really means as a man. But I was also inspired. I've seen a lot of different recipes floating around on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and on top of that I saw Claire Safford's cake video, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm definitely making a chocolate cake this weekend. And on top of that, this recipe, all the ingredients are super easy, comes together in one bowl. Then, you know, we gotta bake the cake, make the frosting, which also has to cool with the cake for a couple hours. But luckily enough for you, power of the internet, I can just snap my fingers and it'll be done. We do have a little bit of prep work, prepping the pans, heating the oven up, and then everything else gets the ball rolling. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Our prep work begins with lining our cake pans. We're trying to make a round cylinder to go in our cake pan so it's easy. So when our cakes are finished, we can just flip it over and it comes straight off. So to do that, it's super simple, guys. So grab a piece of parchment paper, and what I like to do is turn it long ways towards you and then fold it hamburger style. Is this hamburger? I think it is. But take the bottom corners and bring them to the top corners and make that a nice crease. And then now fold it hot dog style. So bring one corner to the other corner again, bring it over. Get a nice crease in it. And now once you have it looking like a square, you want to bring the side that has not the crease, but the side that's open. I don't know what to really explain like that, but bring it over and make it into a triangle. Get a good crease in it. So now when you look at it, it looks like this. You have the flap going over, and then now you just want to take that triangle and fold it in half. Just like so. It looks daunting, but it's really easy. And then take that cake pan and I just flip it over and I put it right in the middle. The tip right goes right in the middle of the cake pan. And then I just like to fold it right there on the edge so I know where it's at. And then I like to kind of have my cake liner just a little bit shorter than the pan. So I cut it just a little bit below that crease, just like so. And then when you turn it over, take it apart, you have a beautiful circle to go with it. And you just flip it over and it fits perfectly on the inside. And so to grease our pans, we're gonna need one thing. We're gonna be using cooking spray. You can use softened butter or oil, but I'm just gonna spray it down with this. Keep it nice and easy. So the parchment paper sticks, the cake doesn't stick. Take that piece of parchment paper, and then I like to just go ahead, place it in there, get all the air bubbles out. Super simple. Just like that. And then you can set it to the side and get it started on the next one. Luckily, y'all saw earlier, I already had one printed. So I'll go ahead. I said printed, cut out, but go ahead, place that one in there. Simple. Get out all those air bubbles so nothing seeps underneath it. We got that done. Now we can set these to the side, get started on our batter. While you're making your batter, go ahead and preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Getting started on our cake batter, it is super simple. One big bowl. I got a big bowl this time. We're not gonna have the little bowl. We're gonna add all of our dry ingredients, which is going to begin with some flour, some granulated sugar, and like always, guys, don't worry about writing anything down. Everything will be in the comments below. Next, we're going to add a little bit of baking soda, baking powder, salt, got a taster cake, and then to make a chocolate cake, of course, cocoa powder. Bring out a whisk and then just whisk this combined. And you can sift the ingredients before putting it in here, but using a whisk just to break it up and mix it together, that is gonna break up any lumps that you may find in here. So we'll give this a good mix and then we'll get ready to add our next ingredients. Now it's time to add our wet ingredients. We have some buttermilk and some vegetable oil going in there. Add all that. Then go over the top with some vanilla extract. And the thing that scares me most on camera, we're gonna add 3 eggs to it. So crack 3 eggs and place that right into them. No shell today. Okay, 2 for 2. Can we go 3 for 3? I think we will today. So once you got the egg in there, just give it a good mix. And we're gonna mix this till just barely combined. Don't wanna mix it up fully because we still have one more ingredient to add to this that's gonna make the cake taste even better, bring out more of that chocolate flavor. If you know, you know. But, oh, I almost making a mess. Our final ingredient that's going into here is just some hot coffee. It's not gonna make it taste like coffee, but it's gonna bring that chocolatey flavor out. Why it's hot? Because it's gonna bloom that cocoa powder in it. And I'm just using the Starbucks instant coffee. I don't drink coffee like that. I do make espresso martinis, but that's why I have this. So if you have this, you can use this, or if you have fresh brewed coffee, by all means, use that as well. And then we're just gonna go ahead and finish mixing this up until no visible lumps remain. And it is gonna be pretty liquidy, so that's okay. So just continue to mix it up till there's no lumps in it and it's smooth, it's runny. Gotta get that flour hydrated. So now we have our cake batter. It's beautiful. I don't know if y'all can see that on the side, but nice, beautiful cake batter. Now we can set this to the side and we'll go ahead and divide it into our 2 pans. To get my cake to come out as even as possible, I'd like to make sure the batters weigh the same. So I'm gonna weigh my pan out, tear it out, just so I know how much goes in here so I can have the same or equivalent amounts in the cake pan so they bake and are same the height so I don't have to do too much trimming at the end. So we're gonna go do about half the batter. We'll eyeball it. We'll do about 180 grams to start. Yeah, we'll do that. Bring it around, and then the same thing with this. Tear it out, and 180 grams. Oh, we going over that. So we'll go about 270. Let's see. So now we're just doing this, honestly. I'm gonna be pretty anal about it. You don't have to be, you can eyeball it. But this just takes all the work off at the end of it, honestly, in my opinion. All right, so our cake pans have been lined, filled with cake batter. It smells great. We're gonna bake this at 350 for 25 to 30 minutes until a toothpick comes out clean. And we'll go ahead and get started on our frosting. And then at that point, it's just a wait again. So I will see y'all in a second. Getting started on our chocolate frosting, even easier, guys, even easier for real. So we're gonna add our ingredients to the bowl. We're gonna start off with some butter. Put that in there. The next stuff we need to add is a little bit of powdered sugar. It's gonna make this chocolate frosting really good. Heavy cream, of course. Easy money. We're going to add some dark chocolate into it, of course. We gotta have our chocolate on hand. Salt, vanilla extract, and then last but not least, we're going to sieve some cocoa powder in here, just so there's no lumps in it. We're gonna strain it again when the sauce or the frosting is ready. I keep saying sauce, but go ahead and sift that in there just so it's smooth. Comment down below what's your favorite type of cake. Being completely transparent, I'm usually a vanilla cake type of guy, plain Jane. I love a plain vanilla cake, but sometimes I do like variations. Variation is good, change is very good. Okay, we got everything into our saucepan. We're just gonna heat this over medium-high heat until everything is smooth and melted together. Once that is melted, we'll strain it, let it cool, and then we're just waiting for the cake to get done. So our cake frosting is now smooth, melted. We're gonna go ahead and strain this into a bowl just to get any lumps out, if there are any left. Because remember, we didn't sift, no, we did sift the cocoa powder, but this just makes sure there's no lumps. It's smooth, simple. Look how luscious that looks. This looks amazing, truly. And then y'all know the deal with anything using a sifter. Gotta let it do its thing. Y'all see how that's coming out? Probably doesn't look too good on camera, but go ahead, wait for all that. And then the last thing we need to do, we just need to cover this with plastic wrap so a film doesn't form on top of the frosting. We're gonna let this cool at room temperature for about 30 minutes, and then we'll place this in the fridge until cool, about an hour, maybe hour and a half, maybe close to 2 hours, who knows. It'll get pretty thick, but whatever thickness you're looking for, that's when you know when to pull it for the fridge. Like always, guys, I'll show you what mine is looking like so you have a good reference point. And with the cakes, once the cakes got halfway done, I did rotate them just so they both get an even cook on both sides. You don't have to do that, but I just feel like that makes a cake come out better in the end. So we got a nice cover on it. Make sure everything is being touched. Don't leave any skin untouched, any skin. But now we got that. We can set this to the side. Again, 30 minutes, and then we'll put it in the fridge, let it cool, and we'll be ready to go. Okay, our cakes are done. Looking beautiful. I got this red towel right here so I don't burn my cutting board. I don't know if it actually does that, but we have a dome top. Don't worry about that. We'll shape that up right before it's time to bake. And then, like always, toothpick test. Perfect. Nothing comes out. So now we'll let these rest in the pan till they're cool. Once the cakes are cool completely, then we'll get ready to frost it. So now, like always guys, just wait, be patient, and then once it's ready, we'll go ahead and frost the cake. Our cakes have cooled. Look at them looking beautiful. Cool means just cool to the touch. If you can pick the pan up and hold it just fine, that's how you know your cake is cooled. And we're going to flip it on top of a wire rack just to demold it. And this is always the most nerve-wracking part, but if you took care of everything you need to take care of, this should come off just like magic. There we go. And now I can take the cake and just flip it over, and you have a beautiful cake. We do have a dome top, which we're gonna even out. I'm gonna show you how to do that in a little bit, but go ahead and take that parchment paper off. And now, even though the most beautiful cake ever, we'll set this to the side, demold the other one, and then I'll show you what to do next. So this time I'm going to use a plate. If you don't have a wire rack, just use a little plastic plate, flip it over, count to 3, 1, 2, 3. Bang, comes out just like magic. Again, rip the parchment paper off. Okay, now our cake, as we can see, it's domed. We're gonna take a serrated knife just to kind of flatten it out. This is really just arts and crafts at this point. Take your time and look at it. That's how I like to look at it, and then just see how I'm gonna cut it. And it doesn't need much work, but just take your time with it and go all across. So I hope I can see this. I know the cake is low key, high key, probably matching the cutting board. And we can take that top piece off. And this piece right here, now this is just scraps you can eat. While you're decorating the cake, let's see how it tastes. Cheers to y'all. Really good. Oh my God, chocolatey. Wow. So continue just to get a nice flat surface. Remove the scraps. And we'll do this with both the cakes. Once we're done, we'll transfer this to a cake. I don't even know what it's called, but one of those little swivel cake things, and we'll ice it. This is just my decorating stand. It swivels, it's gonna be easy to ice. And I have a cake board, so you can lift it up at the end if you don't wanna keep it on this. Okay, now we have our icing. It's been in the fridge for a little bit. Go ahead and lift it up. Oh my goodness, look at that. That's beautiful. It's going to be very nice. Now to get started on this, take a little dollop of that icing, and I like to just place it right in the middle and place that cake board down just so we have a nice surface. And then I'm gonna take this cake and I'm gonna flip it upside down so we have a nice flat surface when it comes to decorating it. Take a little bit of that icing, and you probably take about a third cup of it, not a third cup, but get a nice layer, okay? And then you take a offset spatula and you just continue to, I think it's sliding, don't slide on me. So spread it out, a nice generous layer. I'll probably add a little bit more on top of this. I'm so excited to eat this cake. Okay, now we got that top, a good nice first layer. Bring that other layer of cake back and center it up and just place it right smack dab on top of it. Again, upside down. And now you just take that rest of the icing and now you just go to work, paint it up however you choose. I'm going to lock in, get me a nice beautiful cake, and I will show you all the finished results, any finished touching that I do that I think y'all should see. I'll see y'all in a second. Okay, so now we got a nice layer going all the way around. It's looking great. And just to finish it off, it doesn't need to be perfect. We're not trying to go for a perfect look. If you are, by all means do that. What I'm gonna do is just take it, a nice flat knife, and just go around, make a nice swirl pattern all the way across. And now, I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's a nice pattern. It's super simple. And then you can do the same thing for the bottoms. But I'm gonna stick with that. So now our cake is done. It's looking beautiful, a nice, silky, smooth brown. I don't know how it's gonna look when I go to editing, because right now, as I'm looking at the camera, it looks kind of blackish. So I hope it doesn't look black. But the time of truth, let's dig into it. Oh, I love cake. Oh, I can already feel how soft and moist this is. Then go in there, get a smooth cut. And then right next to me, I have a thing of hot water. Just soak it in there between cuts so you can get a smooth cut. That's a nice little trick I learned. Warm the knife up, get off all that dirt on the knife. You can use a paper towel, a regular towel, whatever you have at your disposal. Just get all that off of it. And then go back in there and get you another slice. Okay, then you just go in there, get underneath the cake, lift it up, and we're gonna have a beautiful masterpiece. Oh my goodness. So as we can see, we look inside of it. Look at that. I don't know if I can tell. Look at that. Beautifulness. We'll set that to the side. But let's bring back the moneymaker. That looks good. A nice, beautiful chocolate cake. Oh, it looks good. Nice layers in between. I probably should have put a little bit more filling in between the layers just to give it a nice little height between it, but that's all good. My mistake. You'll learn. But look at that cake. It looks beautiful. Let's dig in. Time to dig in. I'm happy. I love cake. I haven't had any breakfast or lunch today, so this is gonna be my first meal of the day. I can't think of anything better at the moment. Dig in, give me some of that icing. Get you a nice piece, big pieces only around here. Cheers to y'all. I appreciate all the love and the support. Let's go for it. I'm very content with this right now. This is making me very happy. It hit the spot. My craving has been fulfilled, satisfied. This cake is fluffy, it's moist. Everything that you want in a cake, this cake has it, and it's not too chocolatey. I'm not a big fan of super chocolatey cakes, but this cake is nice. It's not overpowering whatsoever. But guys, like always, I appreciate all of the support. Make this cake. I'm not playing. Make this cake. You'll love it. Enjoy it. Eat great food. I'll see you next week. Peace.